Hello, it's me. It's not Monday, it's the weekend, but yes, I just had the urge to play Minecraft and chill out for a bit. And why not stream it? Why not? We can do that. We missed Monday's stream anyway, so I kind of owe you all a stream. Um, it's not DOS, it's not retro. Hey, Mr. Zinks. Welcome in. How are you? Um, yeah, I can stream whatever I want. It's fine. Yeah, you'll stop me? I'd like to see you try. And well, thanks yourself. I'm all right. Been a bit sleepy today, but not devastatingly so. I could probably have an afternoon nap, but yeah, for now I'm mostly awake. It's sunny and windy outside, and yeah, just I've had the urge to play some Minecraft, and we've got the stream shed. I keep calling it the stream shed server, Shedford Hollow Minecraft server, which anyone can join if they want to join the Discord. And a little while ago, I wanted to build a mob farm, and I've put together the materials for it, but I haven't actually built it. And hey, maybe I could build it on stream. All right is at least better than bad. It is, yeah. I went out this morning and had a coffee with a friend. Nice. It's gotten me sort of a bit more awake, I think. Not just the coffee, but actually, going outside and talking to people. And we've got a cat cam going. Look at Bobby here. Oh, yes. A bit higher resolution than before, because I've been trying to fix it up a bit. Let's autofocus. Get a good picture of the star of the show here. Yes. So, Minecraft. Which is my Minecraft? Let's see. Here we go. And do we have game sounds being captured? We do. Fantastic. Yes, so here we are in the Shedford Hollow Minecraft world. This is my bedroom and enormous storage area. It really is enormous. Thanks to the mod that we've got on the server, I can kind of sort things out a little bit automatically, and I've been making use of that. But these are the various materials I've been putting together for a mob farm. And I tried it out on my creative test world, and it's probably going to do great. But of course, building stuff in creative is very different from building stuff in survival, especially when the farm in question is in the end and there's a bottomless void underneath your feet. So that's going to be interesting. And it's raining, which is fine. Use our trident to fly around. It's just probably going to hurt the stream bit rate a bit. So yeah, just a nice relaxing weekend. I'm taking next week off of work, so that's going to be even better for like mental health and maybe working on stream stuffs. Maybe even bonus streams, who knows? I'm not promising anything. Gotta let the world load in here, because somewhere around here is the little marker I built. Show us where the route to the end is. Master Lobar, hello! Underworld 2 still on? Not for today. You haven't missed a stream, don't worry. Monday's stream had to be cancelled because I was very, very tired. Today, it's not Monday, so I'm just going to relax and do a little bit of a Minecraft dope around. Tomorrow, which is Monday for me anyway, we will get back to Ultima Underworld 2, don't worry. Where is that boat? Now I'm completely lost. But yeah, good to see you. How are you doing today? Well, this rain is absolutely killing my bitrate. Hope I can be here on Monday. Oh, I hope to see you too. Yeah, we haven't progressed much in Ultima Underworld 2. Missed last week, and previously we were just in the Tomb of Prekoloth. Great Sunday, everyone. No worries, have a good Sunday too. Here it is. Here's the boat that marks the entry point. See you. So, we discovered the end portal was down here. And, oh, hi, go away. Built a little route down to it. And we've already defeated the Ender Dragon on the server. Of course, these days you can just restart it whenever you want. So it's less terrifyingly dangerous in the end at the moment. But still, falling to one's doom into the void is not recommended. And neither is looking at the Endermen. But what I want to do is build out that away from the main island. And we're going to set up a platform. And that platform will spawn lots of Endermen. And they will fall to their doom. So that's the plan, but of course implementing that plan is going to be a little nerve-wracking, because if you fall down there, that's kind of it. We do have a mod installed on the server. We have a mod that makes gravestones when you die, but I don't know how that interacts with, you know, the void. It's entirely possible that you can't have a gravestone if you've fallen into the void. Or, you know, it'll unhelpfully make your grave marker in the void, and now you'll have to try and get down there. So, first I want to build a platform out a bit. I can see Chrysika's built this little safe area here, which is nice. But I want to push backwards this way. And let's see, not that one. This one maybe. Yes. We'll build it out of endstone to start with because that stuff doesn't get erased by the dragon if we do fight the dragon again. And I also want... Is it this box? Yes. I also want some materials for building a platform, which will be... Oh, this is for later. Where's my other box? That one. Or was it this one? That's odd. I could have sworn that we had a box with some sticky pistons and things in there. Let's take advantage of the cheaty teleport system that we've got on the server and zip back home for a second. Oh, of course, the green box has some of my nature supplies in it, but also obsidian, pistons, and trapdoors and what have you. Okay, so that's the one we want. And we're allowed to teleport back, but only after a certain number of seconds, so as not to be too cheaty. Fantastic. So what I'll want is honey, guns, observers, obsidians. Yes, sure, more endstone. Alright, now the butthole clenching moment of building out a platform. What I should do is I should put some music on. Merry Squishmas! Hello! Welcome on in.
Warning. Warning.
Let me just go here and give you a shout out. Ho ho ho, Harry Squishmas. Hello. Welcome on in, friend. How are you doing? I hope you've been having a good weekend. What have you been playing? Duke Nukem 2, Blackstone and Raptor. Classic. I'm afraid I'm not actually playing retro games at the moment. I suddenly got the urge to do an off-schedule kind of stream doing some Minecraft and just derp around here. Although I suppose Minecraft has been out for a while. You could almost call it retro at this point. But it's not like I'm playing like the alpha version or anything. You're doing well. That's good. Yeah, welcome on in. My name is James Necco. I do play some retro games sometimes, I swear, honest. Yeah, I don't usually see you streaming too often, so I read it anyways. That's very nice of you. Thank you. Yeah, I normally stream on Mondays, my time, which is like 8 o'clock in the morning UTC or 9 o'clock, depending on time zones. And normally I've been playing Ultima Underworld 2, but today, you know, I just felt like I've got the urge to do a bit of Minecraft, derp around, be lazy. Yeah, certainly wasn't expecting any raids, so thank you very much. People, give Harry Squishmas a follow. Here's the other shout out one. They do all sorts of fun games, and you should catch their streams more often. It's cool. Yeah, so what are we doing today? We are just playing Minecraft, and, well, we've got the cat cam on, basically. The cat cam is the main entertainment of the stream. This is Poppy. She is adorable, and she is curled up and snoozing. And I'm very envious of her ability to just curl up and snooze whenever. But in the meantime, like, if you're not actively watching Poppy, there is also this whole Minecraft business going on, where I'm building a mob farm in the end. And we're up at the point where we have to very carefully build out a platform into the void and be terrified that we're going to fall off. My finger is on the shift key. It's going to be on the shift key for a while. Muscles straining. Cannot ever let go of the shift key, not even for a second. Obviously, you should change the stream to Animals, Aquariums, and Minecraft. If only that were a category. If only. So what are we going to do here? I want to build... Yeah, we need to build it out a little bit more, I think, before we even think about building the elevator down. But once it's in place, we can go down to Z level 0 and continue building out a little bridge. Because the aim is here, like, we've got all of the main island there. We have Endermen spawning out there. But if we build out this way into the darkness far enough, we'll be able to have our own spawning platform, which can spawn Endermen just in the place that we want. And actually thinking about this, I should put a bit of a roof over this area. I've got a bunch of leaves because it's a nice, attractive roofing material. And Endermen tend to not want to teleport onto them. And if we build it so it's only 2 blocks high, they can't teleport here, or spawn here. So it should be somewhat safe-ish. There. Safe. What else are we doing? Yeah, I want to just keep building out a little further. And I'm not sure how good my commentary for this is going to be, because most of my commentary is just going to be, I want to place blocks here, and now I want to place blocks here. But we'll see how we go, yeah? I am at least slightly more awake than I am usually, because it's not evening time for me. And I had a bit of coffee. Probably a bit wasteful, but it's just leaves. Got plenty of them. And these are the new mangrove leaves, which are very pretty. Alright. So from here, I want to build out a platform that we can make a little bit of an elevator on. Like, you know, redstone mechanics. Woo, this will be interesting to do live on stream. Let me think. I actually want to go out. Yeah, I want to go out 1 block here. One, two, three. Lots of counting blocks. Very nice little elevator design. It will help us get down to the bottom safely. But the trick will be actually building it. Yeah, I'll hang on the leaves. This. Also this. Now, how does it go exactly? The way I remember it is it's kind of like a snail. In that you've got like a block that goes up, and this has to be slime. And then, oh geez, a block that points down. How am I going to do that? Leaves. And okay, this is fine. We just gotta pop that in there. Great. And then this is honey, and the rest of this is also honey, because that's the bit you stand on. And we've got an observer pointing... How do these go again? Like if I point it away from me. Okay. So that would have to go pointing that way. And this is the tricky bit, actually. When I do that, the machine might start up immediately. There's these weird slimestone contraptions. They're all just like built of very strange mechanics that just happen to work because the game is built just so. If I put this down now, okay, it doesn't immediately flash. That gives me some hope. I'm gonna head off to bed, but good luck with your Minecrafting. No worries, Harry Squishmas. Enjoy your rest. Thank you so much for raiding in. So I reckon This one goes here. Okay, good. We didn't immediately start the machine. And then this one goes here. And I think that's good to go now. Like, as soon as we trigger something here, that should flash and start moving. But I want a bit of obsidian here, maybe? Or maybe here? Probably here. Okay. And that'll stop us when we come all the way back up here. Cover it with leaves as well so that we don't get Enderman. We do not want Enderman on the elevator. We can decorate it nicely and put some safety walls up later. Oh, you know what? Let's just... We've got enough endstone. Let's just put a little bit of a safety railing here. I really should put on some background tunes, shouldn't I? I've been meaning to update my streaming stuff, and maybe I'll get round to it this week, because hey, I am taking some time off work to do like a background music thing. I could put Emmy's tunes on somehow, right? Let me see if I can do that. I will need to open it up. And actually I should open it. Let's just load and run it through MPV. One moment, please. Oh, unable to extract uploader ID. Delightful, it's broken, is it? The makers of YouTube DL are in a constant battle with YouTube themselves. YouTube DL self-update mechanism is disabled on Debian. Oh, I'm running the wrong YouTube DL. I want this one. Python, no such file or directory. Fucking Python scripts, man. What do you suppose it is? Python 2 or 3? Let's try 2. Unable to extract blah 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 blah. Wow. Failing really hard at trying to set this up live. How about we just go the really janky route and chromium it up? Is that coming through? Yes. And we capture it as well. Somehow. Good enough. Awesome. Thank you, Mzizi, for the easy background audio. And we're back in game, and we haven't died. Amazing. So here is the contraption, the elevator. We should be able to trigger it if we put a block here. But the block I tend to use is a trapdoor, because you can flicks on and off nicely. And so if I put that there, we'll start to move downwards, and it'll be a little scary because we'll be going down into the void. But let's see how it goes. Okay, that failed hard. Hooray. We're not dead. That's nice. Can we do that again, please? Okay. It's worth noting that this version of the server that we're on is not the vanilla Minecraft server, and some of the mechanics I've noticed do work slightly differently, possibly in the name of optimizations. But for example, my automatic bamboo farm that can really spam bamboo with bone meal really fast doesn't work on this server. And I wonder if the same is true for slimestone mechanics. If I break this obsidian, that might also trigger something to move? Okay, that didn't, because I think that's the direction for going up. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I guess it's broken. No flying machine for us. Unless I'm supposed to swap the position of the honey and the slimestone. I don't think I am. I think this is the correct order. We can actually maybe go check quickly. Just so I don't accidentally reveal IP addresses or anything, we will go to the just catting scene. To be a cat. No work, no school, just meow meow. So this is what it's supposed to look like when we're done. Not even done yet, and you can see a huge pile of Endermen falling to their doom. But that's the basic idea. A platform for them to spawn, a chute for them to fall down, and a secure area to just harvest the corpses. And a very long tunnel to get away from the main island. But we can see where I've built the equivalent slimestone elevator here. Confirm whether or not it's broken because of server things. It's not the worst thing in the world if we can't use the elevator. The server is different for very good reasons. Keep things optimal. Ah, hello. Yeah, if you look at this, I've got the honey on the second layer, which means I've mixed up the slimestone bit versus the honey bit. push this, go up. And we can flip that or push that to go down. Awesome. Yeah. Look at it go. Very simple. Works based on very janky redstone mechanics that are in the game now, and they can't really remove it because it'll break everything. But once you get your head around some of the weird exceptions to the redstone rules, it kind of makes sense. Let's go back to the main game. You know what? I've made a BRB screen. Would we like to see the BRB screen? Let's do that. And we're back. Hey Sonneveld, how are you doing? Harry Squishmas has gone off to bed. But yes, we got a squish raid. Very unusual for me because I'm not normally streaming today. How are you doing, Sonneveld? I'm afraid to say we're not doing anything particularly retro today, unless you count Minecraft as retro, because it's been around for a little while now. I need to re-engineer this contraption. That should be honey, which unfortunately means these blocks need to be moved up by one. You still waking up? Yeah, feels. Even though it's the afternoon. Mate, I slept for like 15 hours yesterday. I got up to feed the cat her breakfast and I went straight back to bed. Today, I'm only moderately awake because I actually went out to have coffee with a friend and was out in the park in cold air. How am I gonna fix this, is the thing. I think we're gonna have to do the rather harrowing trick of going underneath the platform unless we want to rebuild. Let's see if we can. Let's see if we can actually pick up the honey blocks. If we can't, it's not the end of the world, we have lots more. I'm not sure we're going to be able to get this one actually. Nope, that's gone. Gone forever. It's fine. So we're supposed to put the slimestone there, honey here, and then this whole thing would normally be one block lower down. And we'll need to fix that. Let's do that now. And yeah, actually, now I'm thinking about it. Sonneveld, you should all be following Sonneveld by now, but he recently finished his Mazona Falls playthrough, which was really fun. And it turns out James was the hero all along, or at least that's my version of events. Oh no, thank you. Yes, that is the normal response for being shouted out. Oh no, why would you do this? Where do I store my honey? Here we go. Let's just grab a stack. Back. So this time, this will totally work. For sure. And it will take us down to the bottom of the void. Way down there. Let's go. Oh. Okay, it's working. We're being slowly moved down to the bottom of the world. But because we're doing this based on blocks, we're not going to go completely into the void where we die. We should hit the bottom and stop smoothly. Like that. Now we can build the rest of this thing. Very, very carefully. Let's get out ye obsidian. I like to make sure it's at least got a little ring around it so that if we were to fall, it's not the end of the world. So to make it go up again, we need to trigger that observer that I'm standing on. Whew. Okay, careful. And to make that happen, I'm going to put a trapdoor there. But then we're going to have to immediately run on top of it because that's our only way back up. Oh, I'm nervous. I think this will be fine, and we probably won't clip through the bottom. Being on the honey is slightly more safe because it moves you with it. Alright, we've got our head stuck here. There we go. Okay. How can I get back on the thing? What we should do is send this down and put a block up there. There. So yeah, we're just having a chill Sunday afternoon. Been wanting to do a bit of Minecraft. Let's do a bit of Minecraft, why not? And come Monday, we'll get back into Ultimate Underworld 2. I'll do that. Make a button. There. That's our up button. Oh, that's right. You can't really jump when you're on the honey. Really stop Enderman from spawning on top of these things, unfortunately. But it should be mostly safe for someone returning from a trip to this mob farm we're building. And it's entirely possible that we'll end up with the elevator all the way down here. But that should be okay because if someone jumps onto this stuff, it'll break their fall. So let's see, we want to build out this way, but I want to finish the actual elevator, so we'll go up one more time and install this button. It is very cool that you can build these things in Minecraft now, janky as they are. Yeah, I think we could just get away with a button here. And that can be obsidian again. Alright, let's go build the rest of the platform. Oh, right. Trapdoor is in a different place now. Gotcha. So actually the button can't go there. We would want the button to be there, and the trapdoor to be like there. The old way of getting down to the bottom of the end would be the water column that I tried there, but it is nerve-wracking trying to swim down to the bottom but not all the way to the bottom. Using redstone, far more civilized. Now, can I use some endstone maybe? Yes. That will actually save us a bit of trouble when we want to get to the other end. If I build the platform out so that it's actually down here, also again, if the dragon comes by, the only things that should survive are obsidian, endstone, and iron bars. So I want to make sure there's at least something of a platform here. How do I do this? Just hold down Shift and S and right click and enjoy the tunes. Oh, great. There's Enderman on my bridge already. Could have accounted for that. They're gonna make things so obnoxious. But we shall have our revenge when we have built the farm. Oh yes. I don't really need like a big experience farm here on the server. We've got the bone barn, which is a skeleton farm, and I've got a little spider spawner in my base. But the Enderman farm can get quite ridiculous with how much experience it gives you. And also, I don't like Endermen. They pick up bits of grass from around your base and they plop it down elsewhere and they vandalize it. They make a mess. I kind of want to go get a sword that will help against Endermen. Let's do that. Another sword. Slicer. Sharpness 5. But what if we were to just make one that's knockback so I can get these Endermen off the bridge? Unbreaking sharpness, that's good. Do I have another sharpness? Do. What have you. Make another sword as well, just enchant to see what we get. Oh, right, that's all already. Make the sword. Looting, we don't really need for this, but it doesn't hurt. Oh, it's got knockback. Oh, but it's got smite on it. Can we change the smite into sharpness, or is that just going to be stuck there? Oh, it doesn't let us do anything with it. About switching them around? Okay, that's what we want. Everything else, but now sharpness instead of smite. Okay. This, so it's got sharp 5. And I'm sure we've got a mending book somewhere. You love to have mending on everything. Perfect. Dump that there. And drop our main sword off. Alright, let's give this a go, hey? Haha, I stuck it. Get off my bridge. Be gone. Get out of here. But I need more materials to continue building out the bridge. Did I put them in here? I know I was keeping the ice so that we could have water on the top of the bridge. About here. And yeah, I had iron bars idea for the side of the bridge. Here? Nope, that's just leaves. Should have packed ice somewhere, because that seemed like a nice way to accelerate people across the bridge. Where is it? I had a whole bunch of packed ice that I prepared somewhere. Got one of these. We can something up there. Actually, no, we can't, because any block that gets to interact with the honey will block the mechanism from going up. There. Could have sworn we had some packed ice. Let's go back home again and have a look around. It's definitely not in this box. I did have a chest set up in the dining room. Well, not dining room, the kitchen. It's our ice box. I guess I must have stored everything here. Should do it. Don't need this. Back. My idea is basically row of this stuff to make it very fast to go across to the area that we want. But then above it we could put something else as a roof. Maybe the leaves? certainly help. So we don't get Enderman spawning on here. If I have to, I'll go back and like dump water over the whole thing so that they definitely can't spawn there. But for now, leaves should be fine. Get out of here. Get on. So this is the tedious part, or one of the many tedious parts of building this thing. We've got to build a very, very long bridge out into the middle of nowhere. Would you please? Oh no, you don't. Ooh, careful. Off my bridge. Okay, okay, where's the nature box? Okay, here we go. I don't need 2 stone bricks. I'm mostly just scared of losing my shulker boxes because they're the rare item here. It is possible to get renewable shulkers nowadays. Get the hell out of my face! I'm gonna have to build this whole thing bit by bit, aren't I? I can't just do a big line out into the middle of nowhere. I have to build the whole structure in one go. Otherwise we get these assholes spawning everywhere. Okay, fine. That's what we'll do then. We'll just go very slow. And we'll have a shield of leaves up the top. And I was originally thinking I would have it just one wide and use stairs. Let people use like a boat to go really fast on this thing. But you know what? We can use ice. It'll be a bit terrifying until we've made a handrail as well. Would do that simultaneously. Yeah, leaves. Leaves and ice. They're renewable. We've got lots of them. Let's go. Got some happy tunes to accompany us. We've got a cat cam for people who are bored with my boring Minecrafting block placement. I do assure you that that is a live video feed and not a static image. Poppy is just having a very good snooze right now. Enderman! Out of here! Keep building this out basically until I can barely see the end island. So that we can be assured that there's no more Endermen spawning anywhere. It's been 30 minutes already. Okay, autoplay. We've got more tunes. Intensely grateful to Emmy for setting up these playlists now, because I've been too lazy to build my own thing. Well, not lazy, you know, You know how it is. Spoons, not enough of them. Many, many ideas, but not enough energy to implement more. But hey, we're doing this. This is a thing. Building a cool little Enderman farm on the Minecraft server of the Shedford Hollow that can benefit everyone and satisfy my desire to genocide all Endermen. And we'll keep the VOD, we'll put it up to YouTube. Hi YouTube, people in the future. And if people really want to, they could use it as a reference for building this kind of farm in the future. I'm sure there's many more other much better tutorials that will tell you like which items to use and everything. But you know, you had a look at my shulker boxes at the start of the stream. You could probably go back and... Ooh, that was scary. It got a hit in before we knocked him off the edge there. Ooh. Glad I made this thing 3 blocks wide. And despite the large number of blocks involved and the harrowing nature of the build, this is actually a fairly simple farm when you get down to it. They will just kind of drop. And you can harvest their juicy insides. So I'm hoping I can actually do it in one stream. Or at the very least, do the main part of it, which is the platform up there that will start spawning Endermen like crazy. And, you know, once you've done that, just adding to the platform just makes it more efficient. Will probably be entirely unnecessary because the nature of this farm means that it's very efficient as it is, even with a small platform. Looks like we just got to build this thing incrementally. So that we're always in this area and our presence will deter spawning of any mobs. And happily there is only the one mob that spawns in the end. Enderman. Because they are 3 blocks tall, they won't spawn on this thing. Suppose in some future Minecraft update they'll get round to jazzing up the end a little bit. Maybe add some different blocks, some different biomes, and probably some different mobs. And at that time, this build could suddenly no longer be quite as safe. But we'll see how it goes, you know. Minecraft. The fact that they keep coming out with all these nice content updates is really rather nice of them. They don't have to. Paid a couple of bucks for this an actual decade ago, and they still come up with more content. I could probably stop with the endstone right now. But yeah, I do want at least one block that I have at Z level 0, which you can see on the right hand side there, targeted block. 18700. Oh hey, we've managed to land this like on the edge of a trunk. Let's have a look at that. F3 and G. Yeah, that's actually quite nice. We'll be able to do like a couple of chunks that way and a couple of chunks that way for the platform. One might even be enough. I'm feeling kind of sleepy already, so we'll see how we go. Oh, round leaves. The real tricky bit to this farm is something we're going to have to do when we want to actually activate it, if you will. You saw the chute where they all drop down. Well, at the top of that chute, we're going to have to set up an endermite. The fairly rare creature that you would encounter. Trapped in a minecart. And the weird thing about that is that Endermen just hate that particular mob. They all want to go and kill it. So they'll all be attracted to it and run towards it. But being as it's in a minecart suspended above this pit, they will fall in the pit and either die or be easily killable by the player. But the trick will be to get that little thing in the minecart while suspended above this enormous platform with Endermen everywhere. Oh yes, it's going to be very interesting. Might not get it on the first try. But really, that's the only complicated part of this farm. Wonder how much longer I need to build out this way. On my test world, I went 256 blocks. 4 stacks of stuff, you know? Probably that was overkill. But it is good to make sure you're very far away from the main island. We'll just go until we get bored. I don't think we're going to run out of blocks. Got a lot of them. Might have seen that little endurance bar that flashed up at the top there for a moment. That's one of the mods that we have on this server. It's the skills mod. If you're running your own Minecraft server, I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. It adds a bit of extra stuff to do on top of the base game, where you can level up in various little skills and abilities that would, you know, it's not overpowering, but it gives you a bit of extra stuff on top of your regular abilities. Like, if you cut enough trees down, then you can right-click with your axe every now and then to chop a whole bunch of wood down in one go. Or if you mine enough blocks, you get a skill to do really fast speed mining once in a while. And you can see I have slightly more hearts than would be normal for Minecraft. I'm actually kind of hungry. I haven't had a proper breakfast or proper lunch, honestly. But we'll deal with that when it gets to be an urgent emergency. Oops, it's a bit close. Lots more building to do. The end island is slowly disappearing, I think. We can't see the pillars at the end there. Maybe just a little bit more and we'll be good. Though my pinky finger is running out of stamina. I'm holding the shift key down for so long. Alright. Oh, we're out of end stone. Which box was that in? So has anyone read any good books lately? I did buy a copy on my Kobo reader of the book called This Is How You Lose the Time War, as recommended on Twitter by Bigolus Nicholas. But I haven't started it yet. I started another book of short story time travel things before, and I haven't really gotten into that either, but I feel obligated to go through it first. So it's first come, first serve. But by all accounts, This Is How You Lose the Time War is a very good book. So I was like, yeah, let's go for it. Out of leaves. Okay, no, that's the other one. Actually might need more leaves. We'll see how that goes. But so far so good, because there haven't been any Endermen spawning on top of these things. And they should be mostly discouraged from teleporting on top of them. But in my tests, I found that if you do have an enormous amount of Endermen falling to their almost deaths, they may decide sometimes to teleport, and if you don't have any other suitable space, they might manage to go on top of leaves. The player should be safe, I just don't want Endermen cluttering up the roof or anything like that. Alright, let's go out a little bit further. And then we can build our little platform for living quarters or whatever you want. Workshop. We want to build a little enchanting area there so that people can use all of the experience that they're getting. We're nearly done with the incredibly dull bit. Of course I say that, but then we'll get to the complicated bit and we'll have a lot of Neko going I don't know. Video paused, continue watching? Why would you pause? I never get that on Firefox. Maybe it's just because I'm in incognito and I don't have a preference set up to just keep playing the videos. Okay, so can we still see the island? We can. It's pretty far away though. Like, what are we at coordinates-wise? 249 X coordinate. If we go all the way back here, now you can see why I've made it out of ice. And you know what, we kind of want a barrier around the sides there so that we don't accidentally fall to our deaths. But okay, yeah, this is X127. So that means we're not really that far out away from the main island. Yeah, whoop whoop, buddy. I can't knock him off the edge actually, because I've built this edge around everything. Damn it. Oh, and then we'll have Endermen spawning on top of this, so I don't really want that. Wait, no, it was another line of endstone, wasn't it? Just decorating my crazy elevator. Ah, yeah, can't actually go around there, can I? There. So yeah, I think we do still need to go out a bit further. And I'll set up boats here so that you can go really, really fast if you need to. Sure enough, Endermen have spawned here. Okay. I mean, I think that is basically the radius that we need to be at to avoid any other mobs spawning over on the island, but for the sake of making sure it's done completely properly, we'll go out a bit further. Because it's not going to be easy to just adjust it later on. If anything, this stream is just going to be useful for me getting comfortable with silence. Because there's not a lot I can really commentate on when I'm just doing this block placement. Got some background music. Just chill. Just relax. Not actually an easy thing to do as a streamer. You always feel a bit of background pressure to entertain. But I know my audience. I know you're all very cool people. Ridiculously chill. I should have just a little bit of faith that we can relax and enjoy some Minecraft and some tunes. Which, by the way, I should pin a message showing people where to get these tunes. If I'm not mistaken, this particular tune is from Heretic. But it sounds a bit different than I remember because it's going through General MIDI. Double check that now. No, this one is Ultima 8 Pagan. Yeah, why didn't I pick up on that? It's been a while since I played it. I will eventually play it. On the whole Ultima streaming schedule, as you know, we started off with Ultima 7 Part 1, the Black Gate. Because that's where I started. And Sonneville tricked us into playing Ultima Underworld Part 2, because that is actually chronologically what comes next in the series. We can't see the end island now, that's perfect. And once we finish that, which should hopefully be in, a few more streams, we can get into Ultima 7 Part 2, Serpentile. Absolute classic. But sure enough, eventually we will get into Ultima 8, Pagan. and then 9, and then I think we'll be done for a bit. There are many other Ultima games that we could go back in time to look through. I feel like going through all of the ones that I played in the main series will be pretty good, and we'll find something else to play, I'm sure. Always more DOS games. Okay, we can't see the end island much from here. That's great. Let's figure out how we want our platform to look. I'll just do an outline here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Should be fine. It'll be cozy. And then let's go. I wonder if I can figure out how many that would be. It would be 9 total on each edge. So it's 1, 2. Enderman just spawn around here yet, but I think I'm close enough that they won't. Nice. Good when it lines up properly. What I reckon we'll do is, we'll have the main drop area roughly there. Sort of centered, but not quite, I guess. And I need to put some of these blocks down just so that we have a ground area, but the actual floor that we'll be standing on is a bit higher up. Ooh, and now that I mention it, I think the way I have to do it, we might have to rip some of this up. I was going to make slabs, wasn't I? Yes. Okay. All coming back to me. We've got some shulkers full of... For starters, let's... That's stuff that I need for the platform stuff here. And that doesn't look like one of Emz's things. Really be careful with autoplay. Let's turn it off. Go back to this one. Where were we? Okay, so it's not this box. Is it this box? Not really. This one I know that we've got a bunch of stone in, which is, yeah, that's what we need. And also wool, which we need for carpet. Carpet also has interesting properties about stopping Enderman from teleporting, so we'll use that for a bit of fun. And yeah, the smooth stone, I can chop that up with the saw that we left all the way at the other end of the platform. Should have not done that, but okay. We'll need this to go up to here at the very least. And then this would actually continue, right? This would still be the roof, I think. Maybe? Maybe not. I think the one I've got on the creative world, we were able to have that slightly taller so that you're not feeling so cramped. But that was mostly because of the carpet. So let's see. If I go back there, then I'll come back here and there'll be Endermen everywhere. Unless we do something about it. How much carpet does this make? And I want the middle to be magenta or light blue. I want the middle to be magenta, so let's make the edge light blue. That might not be what I want later, but we'll just go with it. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I need to get rid of that middle bit there. Put a slab up this whole area. Suppose I could just quickly make a few slabs in my inventory. Work, right? Oh, we need more carpet. Okay. So you can place carpet on top of carpet like this. And because it's not a full block underneath, the whole Enderman teleporting algorithm thing won't be as happy with the results. Okay, but I do still need to fix this. I can turn this into endstone bricks, but I need to make myself a crafting table. Which we could put somewhere. Let's just put it in the tunnel for now. And then from there we can make these, which should be enough to replace these stuffs that I've done. But very careful, we've still got a void to deal with. See there, we accidentally right-clicked and activated the speed mine sorcery technique that comes in from that mod that I mentioned that's on the server. We don't want that right now. We just want to be very careful and place blocks one at a time. Right. I reckon we'll cover this middle strip with carpet as well. We'll have to dig up some of it later, but this will do for the pattern we want. Oh man, I'm almost out of wool again. I didn't realize how much carpet consumed wool. But alright, we've got Gentile, which we were going to fill in those regions, and the sides. This sounds like Jazz Jackrabbit. Oh no, this is One Must Fall. Nice. You see, what I wanted to do for my stream stuffs was make my own little music player where I can have the title of what I'm listening to in the corner. And technically I already have that because when I'm listening to music on my MPD player, I got a little thing to write the name of the song to a text file, and then OBS I'm pulling that text file in, and but I didn't like that because it felt a bit janky, and yeah, I really wanted to do my own thing that was just a browser of sorts. Okay, so I think if we leave this area and come back, there shouldn't be anywhere that an Enderman could spawn. Let's go get that special crafting table with the thing. The saw blade that lets you chop blocks up. And hey, okay, no Enderman here. It's good. The only places they can spawn are there, there, and there. And you know what? In one of these boxes, might be this one. Oh. Is it lantern? Yes. Yep. We need these anymore. What else do we not need? Dice. Money. Well, we will need more later, but we've got it in the box. I wonder if we can hang a lantern or two in here, such that don't get spawns. We can't hang a lantern on leaves. Just put one on the ground though, right? I don't think that will interfere with the elevator, but we should probably give it a test. Okay, that works. Got to avoid any block that would stick to honey or slime, that's the thing. So most full blocks will, but the partially empty ones won't. Shouldn't. And you know what? This needs a guardrail as well. Is it this one? No, but it'll do. Up on there. And if it has a guardrail, then I'll need to put the leaves on it. Yes, it seems to be a pattern. Steph, hello. How are you doing? I had a plugin that was supposed to get MP3 info and write it to a file, but it was janky. Yeah, it tends to be like that, hey? So that's what, like an OBS plugin? grab some leaves. These around. Hi Neko, are you making an elevator to the Enderman farm? I am! Hello Chrisika, welcome on in. How are you doing? I basically made the elevator as a nice way to get down to the bottom in the first place. I think it was called Tuna. I'm still using it because I haven't got around to a better solution. Yeah, I mean, my solution was basically just a bot that pulls NPD on the command line and writes the output to a file, which then OBS reads. Even for me, that was a bit janky. So I want to do stuff like, you know, my starting soon screen has music built into it. Basically just expand that a little bit. Empress! Hello! Good day, gorgeous. How are you? Are you seriously modding from hospital, Empress? Because that's quite dedicated. There we go. But yeah, Cressica, this is just like the easiest way I found to get myself down to the bottom level of the end without falling into the bottom end of the end. Because the flying machine will automatically stop when it can't go down any further. And then I've built us a long, long stretch of bridge so that we can get out and have no other Enderman spawns on the end island. And then I'm gonna build us a little platform for Enderman. I was released this morning. Oh wow. Still in a fair amount of pain, but chilling on the couch. You do that. Please take care of yourself. Relax and rest up, and give yourself a shout out if you want. I was actually wondering if we were gonna have to cancel movie night, or if I was gonna have to somehow stream something for movie night. Not sure if that was going to ever work, but good to know that you've been released. And yeah, just please rest. Rest. Rage Yankee Solutions. I don't mind them if they're simple, but I looked at the tuna sauce and it was way too complicated for something that doesn't even work. Yeah, like I don't mind a janky solution if it's something I can easily, like if it's mine and I can just drop it in there. But in this case, it was lots of different moving parts, and like, if it ever broke, I would have to replicate it somehow. Yeah. Easier for me to make something janky that's a browser source that I can drop in. I'm on bed rest for 2 weeks. Movies will force me to be on bed rest. That's good news for us. I'm planning to get to the max amount of those portals around the end island, just need the gas tiers. Yeah, gas tiers are annoyingly difficult to farm, aren't they? Right, so. Platforms. And I'm gonna need to go back and get some wool, aren't I? So for those of us who aren't in the know, over in Empress Vel's Discord in Niflheim, typically on Sunday afternoons we do movie nights, and it's a very cool place to hang out and chill and watch some classic movies. So feel free to join if you want to. Oops. Yeah, boy! Movie nights, yeah. And if you feel like you want to play on this particular Minecraft server, this is the Shedford Hollow Minecraft server, so that's the Discord I share with Captain Sumi, Katanuki, Mamela, Simply Gingy, Eleonora, Moontoke, and terrified that I'm forgetting someone and thus, you know, giving them a slight. But yeah, you can find it there and come hang out. It's a nice little cozy community. Oop, almost fell into the void there. Careful we go. Feel a lot safer once we've got this platform done. Yeah, I've run out of things to talk about. How's everyone's weekends going? Empress, I know yours is a little bit shitty there with the surprise hospital visit, but good to know you're out already. It's always a good sign when the doctors are bored of you and they're just like, yeah, get out of here. So I was going to cover this bit in magenta. But we need more wool. Whoops, and I still have these slabs in my offhand. More like, are you ready to go home? Well, that's what they say, but what they mean is, we are bored of you. Go away. Okay, I think I was going to put down more carpet, but might be slightly different from the build I've done on the creative server. I kept raiding that kitchen for biscuits and wheat bix. Nice. Oh, Poppy's waking up. Hello. When is it? Oh, 3:40 already. Okay, well let's hurry and go along and build all of this stuff. Carpet. I want carpet. I wanted biscuits with me tea, lol. Well, that's what they're there for, right? You need biscuits and things like that to help patients recover. Let's go... We've got some wool in here somewhere, right? Not in that one. Start putting these down at least. Not in that one. Almost certain it's not in. No, it is. Okay. Okay, wool. I'll rip some of this up later, or maybe I'll just leave this area blank. Because we need to put in a little platform for Endermen to fall to their doom. Actually, now that I think about it, yeah, I think my original build didn't have the floor at this height. I had it at this height. Well, we'll work with it. And yeah, let's pull this up a bit. I've got some materials, and yeah, you know what? We'll have the killing platform here. I can do a 3x2. And the trick is that we need. If I do this now, then at least I won't forget when I'm building the rest of this structure. So where is the stuff for that? So these two pistons, these bits of honey. I decided to go with copper as the actual platform. We need some quartz for just putting redstone stuff down. Stone stuff, redstone stuff. These. And the rest is for other bits. Do you use named-tagged Endermites to attract the Endermen to their doom? Yes, that's the plan, Cressy. I've got one name tag set up here, and minecart and things like that. It's possible I'll need another name tag, but I've got them somewhere. It's fine. Maybe it'll work first try. Who knows? Stranger things have happened. So, what I want is a sticky piston there. And then I guess we could actually use some material that doesn't get stuck to things. Do we have more obsidian? I had hell with the Endermite when I was trying to tag them because thorns kept killing them. Yeah. It's really fiddly because you've got to sit there and take damage while you're trying to get this little thing into a minecart. It's... Alright, I'm going back to base, I think, for a bit more obsidian and more wool. Thank goodness for teleports. More of that and more wool. May have underestimated just how much wool we need for this. Where is... For this storage system that I've got here, right, I have to basically have a completely full chest of every item that I want, so that it will stack with the stuff that I actually want to go into this chest. For some of them, like this one with sandstone, I have a filter on it using this Minecraft pipes mod, where you can say, yeah, only sandstone. But because the names of the various wools are quite long, they don't always fit on a sign. And sometimes you want a mixture of things, like here, sorted ores. So it's easy to just do it the way where you fill up the whole chest, and then nothing that isn't supposed to go in there can go in there. Honestly, for my old single-player world, I'm tempted to turn it into a server and add in those mods. I suppose you wouldn't need it to be a server for some of the mods, but yeah. Let's pull these up, and then we can put some non-moving blocks there, and then I'm gonna feel a bit happier about not falling to my doom in the void. Then we can install the honey. And then on top of that is the actual platform they fall onto and kill themselves. Or get reduced to like half a heart. way I had set it up, on my test world, I put a piston there so that when this extends, it'll force this one to extend. Now, where did I put the control for that, though? I believe I'd done it on the side there with a block of quartz. You know what, let's turn that into a nice brick. Oh, quartz pillar? Go brick. Now we have a blob of redstone. And I'll use the rest as pillar, maybe. I like to have, you know, fancy blocks when I'm doing my redstone, where it's like, okay, the redstone stuff has to go here, or this has to go there, and so on. Can we do this? Yeah. And then the lever would be here, then off. There we go. Redstone, and Poppy has wandered off. She finally gotten sick of my bullshit? Maybe. We will see. But this is the idea. And because these bits could have honey on them, we need additional blocks which do not permit sticky stuff to happen. Yeah, that is actually kind of high up, so maybe I actually want the floor to be one level higher, as previously indicated, and to deal with this mechanism, we would then carefully pick this up. This here. Oh wow, look at my pick going crazy. Then do this, this, this. Seems to still work. But now it's one block higher. Good, good. And there is the small issue of that being a void when it's, well, not quite a void when it's open, but we can cover it up. Just got to make sure everything is spawn proof so that no Endermen come in here and wreck our day if we're AFK. But I think we're getting closer. I'm feeling a little tired, but I reckon we can at least make the basic spawning platform before we call this an end. Let's continue carpeting up the place. Have a better idea of what we want to do with the interior then. And we're out of wool again. Fantastic. We have enough for another layer around the side, so we'll do that. I have autoplay off, but I can't help but notice we did transition to the next of MZZ's tunes here. I wonder what's up with that. Autoplay is off. Oh, but is it like a playlist that we've accidentally joined? We'll figure it out. Okay, yeah, we've got more wool. Make more magenta wool. More magenta carpet, that is. Beautiful. Yeah, this is too low down to be able to kill Enderman, so we want to go one level up. Which I guess we'll do like this. No, I guess maybe just for the color coordination's sake. I want to invert the colors so that we've got light blue here, which is really closer to cyan than the actual carpet that is named in-game as cyan. I'm getting hungry. More. I mean, I suppose I could make use of my new BRB screen. Have a quick snack. Gain my energy while preparing for the next bit of the stream. I suppose you all would mind. Everyone's got to eat. Then again, it's 4 o'clock, almost. So really I ought to be thinking about what I'm having for dinner. I haven't planned that far ahead. Pretty much no plans today, other than morning coffee. Poppy has returned to the living room, and because it is 4 o'clock, like I said, built-in cat clock has determined that her tummy has a hungry, yeah? And you want dinner to be now. But actually, Poppy, I'm afraid to say that it is only 4 o'clock. You must wait 1 hour for dinner time. Huh? Think you can wait 1 hour? You should see her face right now. So innocent, so sweet. But I thought it was dinner time now, Uncle James. We do this every day. We're always 1 hour ahead. Okay. You know what, I can leave off the whole, like, enchanting setup until later. And just do the basic of get a place for Endermen to fall to their dooms. And that will illustrate the concept nicely. And anyone watching the VOD, hi future YouTube viewers, can figure out how they want to decorate their own enchanting setup themselves. Again, we're out of carpet. Okay. But one more stack. 2 more stacks ought to do it. Let's go back. Do love the ability to teleport on this thing. Can you imagine how much I'd have to prepare in advance? I wasn't doing this. We are basically out of our wool reserves here. Alright. We want more of that, and more of that. And having a double layer of carpet and also the slabs underneath should make it impossible for the Enderman to actually show up in here. Unless, of course, Minecraft decides to change the mechanics again, which they do like to do sometimes. So it's not entirely future-proof, but it should be pretty good. Do another round of carpet here for the edge. Make a little wall so we don't fall off. Poppy can, but no Poppy, so just can. Lol. Yeah, I could pick it up and move it. She's just basically sitting to my left, waiting very patiently. Very good girl, waiting patiently like that. But you're in for an hour wait, Poppy. 1 hour wait. I mean, she usually does hang out there when it's getting closer to dinner time, so we could probably move the camera. In the future, I'll have like many Poppy cams, and we can just switch between them using commands or something. But this will do for now. In terms of the layout, I think. No, wait. We want a ring carpet around here. Possibly another one? Let me think. I will move the Poppy cam. Let's switch to the just kidding screen. No, that's not why I'm moving. There we go. I don't want to angle it too much up in case my flatmate wants to come walking on through. This way we won't see anything but their feet. And we can all gaze at Poppy for a bit while she gazes back at us. Give pets from me, please. Okay, pets. But you see, if I get up and I go over to her, she's going to run off to the kitchen because she thinks that that's where we're headed. So it's going to actually be difficult to give her pets on camera. They'll be back. Mate. It's like any kind of movement on my part is automatically interpreted as he's going to the kitchen to give me food. You can't escape it. Alright, so I remember that the Z level that I need to start building the chute is 5, and this is actually at 4. Interesting. Get one of those back scratches. Yeah. So I want a way to get up there. Ah, thank you. See, this is why people need full mods like Empress Vel, who will happily tell you that you're on the wrong scene for the game. Now what? Running out of power. But I can do this. There's just a bit more to build and we'll have some cool thing to show off. I want leaves. I need more leaves. That's odd. I thought there would be leaves in there. Oh, you're kidding me. Am I actually out of leaves? That's crazy. What can I dump? Alright, well we'll go back home and we'll get leaves out of the leaves box. I mean, I do it all the time. Yeah, you know, it's a common thing for streamers to do. Here's my castle. And in this room, because my storage system is so incredibly big that I've had to expand it into other people's bedrooms, we have leaves. That's probably fine. Is there anything else I want while I'm here? Maybe ender pearls? Nope. Yes. Probably could do with that many. Alright. So, the way I built it on creative, this is the roof level. We might not need a roof for this, because I don't see any Endermen right now. And the carpet should stop them teleporting just as much as the leaves do. But, you know, it's peace of mind, right? You want to have a roof over your head in this endless void. And it also helps me lay out where we want to go for this bit. Wait, James, what are you building? I'm glad you asked that, Empress Vel. This is, you know, Minecraft, and we're in the end, which is the end game zone where it's mostly big empty space and a couple of floating islands. And on those floating islands spawn Endermen. Like this guy here, because I walked a bit too far away. See, all of these spots are spawnable spaces at the moment. And so the only place that they could spawn in this enormous void are those spots. And I don't actually want that, I want them to spawn higher up, but here they are for now. We hate them. We hate them because they like to pick up dirt blocks and litter them around the place. Thankfully I'm a bit OP at the moment, so I can take on a big bunch of them. Yeah, come on, you want some? So the idea is, we build a spot up here, like a big platform, which is the only the only place that they could possibly spawn. And so the game will spawn them up there a lot. And then we make a little incentive for them to rush down a little hole, and they will fall to their doom. This is dangerous. Yes, it's very dangerous. But most of the danger is from the fact that, like, there's just an empty abyss out there. But once it's done, it will only be dangerous for the Endermen. And that's good, because we hate them. Alright. So... that is terrifying. Yeah. We do have a plugin installed on the server, right? That normal Minecraft, if you fall down there, you're done for. That's it. With this server, if you die, you get a little gravestone, and you can come back to the gravestone and retrieve your items. But I don't know whether it works for falling into the infinite abyss, because where would it put your gravestone, right? And I'm not really inclined to test it. Instead, let's build up a platform. So this is at level 5, good. And I need to go up to level 47, if I'm right. I'm going to double check that, because I don't want to mess up and then have my platform be like one level too high or one level too low. And to do that, I will show everyone off my fancy BRB screen while I switch from the server to the single player game. I don't want to accidentally expose IP addresses or things like that. Here we go, BRB. And we're back. This is the single-player world of mine. A bit of a moment there, just while things were loading. Okay. But you can see I built a similar tunnel, and then way at the end here, this is what it would look like when it's finished, or mostly finished. We've got our little hidey hole, and then a long glass tunnel where all of those nasty Endermen just keep falling to their doom. And there's a platform up here, and the reason they're all interested in rushing down there is there's a little Endermite in a minecart here. Can't quite see very well. But see how efficiently it's working even with the platforms not being filled in? They're all just marching straight to the doom. It's wonderful. So this is at Z level 46. Alright. That sounds so lovely. Yes, James. Genocide. It sounds so wonderful. Why do you want them to die? They're bad creatures. They're bad creatures, Empress Veld. They litter. They like to pick up like a dirt block, walk around with it, and then drop it somewhere else. And you can't really prevent them from doing that. So, after you've lived in your base for a little while in Minecraft, you look outside at the beautiful countryside and no, it's just littered with little blocks scattered all over the place. I mean, Light pole is at 50, blocks is at 46. Alright. BRB. Littering. Lol, yes. Right, we build up until 46, which means we need to do one. If I'm doing that, then I'm on Z level 6. I need to do 41 in total. But if I did this, then I would just need to do 40 more on each bit. Okay. Let's sort that out so it's easy for me to remember. To do a lot more of that though. Okay, how about we swap the fish out for 6 on each one. But I've got 8, I think. No, it's 10. Okay. But it should be okay because it's glass and the Enderman won't be able to spawn until I'm done with this bit. Oh, except down in there. But I could prevent that if I dump a bit of leaves in here. That I'll remove later. Yeah, we'll do this. I can take a bit of a fall, it's fine. Got very enchanted boots with slow fall. And like I said, this special skills mod that we've got on the server, agility is also one of those skills, and you can reduce fall damage that way too. Oh, no, we got one Enderman spawning on top of that pole. Screw you, guy. Okay, so that's a spot we need to fix. Carpet. Let's... Up we go. Yeah, I think I should have this finished before Poppy's dinner time. Wherever she is now. Okay, she's looking out the window. Let's zoom in, shall we? Just about there. Nice. He's just looking out the window all pensive like, maybe somewhere out there There's a human who can give me food. Somewhere. We don't normally stream when it's around puppy dinner time, so yeah, we get interesting new behaviour out of her. Let's eat some fish. So we don't go splat when we hit the ground. I guess now I actually have a reference for how high the platform should be, so I can just... I keep placing blocks until I get to the top. I do, of course, have the wings, the elytra, that let me fly to the ground safely without taking damage, but considering the endless void all around us, I think it's actually safer to just take the ankle damage. I could probably set up a beacon here if we want to. I do have a spare one. But once it's working, you don't really need anything to protect yourself from Endermen or hit them harder or anything. It's just... they're gonna be at 1 heart of health, and you can give them a good whack with your sword. Okay, now is this gonna force us to... okay, no, it didn't send us to a different channel. That's good. How about these background tunes? Poppy looking majestic as fuck, yes. That's something cats do very well, I think. You can turn an armrest into a plinth pillar to show off your majesticness. However, do not pet. Well, she lets me pet her sometimes. Quite often, actually. It's just that, yes, at the moment, any kind of interaction... yeah, we're talking about you. Any kind of interaction will be assumed to be dinner-related. It's just like, between the hours of 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock, I cannot get anything done without it being interpreted as food time. Alright, so we're at the top. I do want to set up some sort of like maintenance access get up here. But I want like that. And yeah, the Endermite pole will be up there. So how about for the moment, I don't add any more platforms here because that will start them spawning. But I do want to add some sort of way to get up and down easily. Do it here. I love scaffolding in this game. One of the best inventions they've added. Okay, let's get geared up for the next bit then. We probably don't need more carpet. We definitely don't need obsidian. Actually, yeah, in my build up there I did use carpet, didn't I? So we'll use some more of that. Don't need the ice for anything yet. Can lay off the glass. We need a little bit extra. Leaf-wise, we can probably hold those there. We need Endermite tag, minecart, rail, lots of trapdoors. We do need... Actually, we don't need an anvil right now, because hopefully we'll get that Endermite in one go. We need iron bars. Could be it. So this is the last bit that's really tricky. But she's looking at me. It's nice that I can look behind me and see her glaring at me. Where is my food, Uncle? But here we go. Okay, so what I figured out was that if you put a trapdoor there, and then corner there, and then the corner there, and then this bit will help with the whole platform, so you can feel free to spam a bunch of those along that edge. We want them to come here and then fall to their dooms. And they'll be trying to track an Endermite which is just directly above this block here. And they have this tendency to stand directly underneath it, which with the trapdoor down, they should fall. But the thing is, right, that this trapdoor has a little bit of an edge on it still, and they can just get stuck on that edge somehow, and just stand there scowling at the Endermite. The last thing we want to do is for them to actually be able to reach the Endermite and kill it, because then we have to set the whole thing up again. So I found that having a little line of trapdoors here makes it so they can't accidentally stand on that ledge anymore, but they can still fall down to their deaths. Now, why don't we take some of this scaffolding down, because I don't want to go up this high actually. I actually want to go across. There we go. And we can put some traps down here. And the Endermite pole goes here. You can see it likes to stick to anything if there's a block nearby it, but otherwise it'll just be a tiny little pole. And the reason for that is that we want maximum visibility of the Endermite. We want it to be supported, but have lines of sight to the rest of this whole platform here. Memella, hello, how are you doing? Welcome on in. Poppy cosplaying as a statue in a pyramid. Yes. He's doing a good Sphinx impression. How are you doing, ma'am? Now, we want to build a platform where we're going to dump the Endermite onto the minecart. I'm going to do it like this. Actually, you know what? Because in my build on the creative bit, what I'd actually done is... No, you know what? I think I remember now. The way I'd set it up was with trapdoors for this last part, just to hold the minecart in place. So we'll do it this way. I'm good, how are you? Yeah, I'm not too bad today, actually, ma'am. I slept pretty much the entire day yesterday, but it's a good reset, and I'm looking forward to a week off work. And I had some coffee with my friend in the morning, went to the park, got fresh air, sunlight, it was good. So I have a little bit of brain power left, and I'm hoping I can finish this build, and it'll be a stream, it'll be a Minecraft stream of building an Enderman farm. BRB, no worries. Oh no, she's going back to the chair. Alright, so the idea here is trapdoors to hold the Endermite in place while we're setting it up, but once we're done with it, we want to be able to flip them up like this so that the Enderman can see it. I could almost automate it and have like a redstone mechanism to control whether we're showing Enderman the Endermite or not, but I did not want to go that far. Right, so that's where we're going to hold the minecart. And that means we could probably go up a level here. We'll actually drop the Endermite 2 levels down, I guess. With the way I'm doing this. I'll get rid of that one. This is not a very good, like, comprehensive tutorial on how to build. So, YouTube viewers in the future, hi. I apologize for the lack of concise, quality, informative material on how to build this thing. But that's just what you get. So yeah, we want to get the Endermite down through that hole. And you need a moving minecart to do that. In fact, just for the sake of sanity, let's extend this one further out than my original one. Because I did the original one in creative mode, where you don't get attacked quite so much. It's a nice purple farm, James. It is. Warning, PoppyCam battery is at 9%. Hey, hey, did you see that? Did you see that? I built that. Happily, the PoppyCam is actually right on my desk here, so we could charge it up. There. Right, so we've got a little area here. We can put rail down. We can put a minecart down. Honestly, I might want to make the walls a little bit taller here. And is that everything I need? Got our name tag. Got some scaffolding if we need it. Blocks. And then we just need lots of ender pearls. We can move the minecart. Yep. Alright, let's do this. The trick is that you throw ender pearls, and every now and then there's a chance that you spawn one of these assholes. And we've named it with a name tag now. And it's in a minecart. We want it to be over that end. Thank you. We can pull up our rail. We can probably pull up some of the blocks here. Well, I think I'll keep it for posterity's sake. Just need to make sure it's spawn proof. He's angry? Yes, endermites are very angry. Look at that little thing, spinning around like crazy. I mean, they're designed to just be a nuisance from you spamming ender pearls, right? But they've turned into this thing where they will attract endermen, and so they're very useful for an enderman farm. Let's remove the block from underneath. Remove this one. And now the minecart's there, nice and safe. I'm just going to carpet this up a bit. May as well leave that there. Can I put carpet there? Let's put carpet there. No. Okay. Well, we can still do something like a trapdoor. This is just so that we don't get endermen spawning up here, which would be no good for our farm, because then they wouldn't fall to their doom. And we could keep the scaffolding around, but I think it's probably best to remove some of it. Because we don't want endermen climbing up here and then killing the endermite. And really, I should be pronouncing it endermite, like it's Japanese. We need to pull these trapdoors back up so that the endermite can be seen. Just staying there on the pillar. And in theory, this is the farm. James, the song is a tad loud. Thank you. That looks a bit better. I wasn't playing this particular YouTube clip before. MS-DOS win tunes to blow your horn to. So here, yeah, we've got everything we need. We just need to build out a platform for the Endermen. And I left all my blocks downstairs, so let's go get blocks. And then, with the basic elements of the farm done, I think I will call it a stream and take a break and get some food for the furry one and some food for myself. The way this will work is, if the lever is in the up position, the Enderman will fall here. Let's get rid of these leaves. Oh, hi! There's one already. They'll fall here and they'll take almost a complete damage, but they'll just have a tiny sliver of health left. But if the platform is there, they'll take so much damage that they'll just die immediately. So that'll be the safe setting, and this will be the less safe but you can get lots of XP setting. I'll document it later. Good old scaffold. Hazel, how are you? Good to see you. And yes, I freaking love scaffolding in this game. It's such a good invention. Okay, but let's dump our stuff and get lots of blocks. I'm gonna use these, and we could probably use like something else as a bit of a nice border. And here's our thing that makes stuff more gooder. Just using slabs because ultimately we want lots of them, and this is a way to be economical with it. Just got to remember to use top slabs if you want a spawning platform, and bottom slabs if you do not want them there. Yeah, how are you doing? You both settled in with your new place? Well enough, but there's always improvements to be made. Well, you get to make those improvements now. That's the exciting bit, right? You can hang a painting, just hammer a nail into a wall, wherever you want. Okay, so what we'll do is, I'll go out here. You know what, let's do the old F3G thing. And I'll go out to a particular edge, and it won't be quite symmetrical then, I suppose. Where's the middle? There. We've just got to go one further out on this one. To no one's surprise, we've started a list in Excel. Planning to hang furniture on the wall, miscalculate the weight, and rip a hole in the gyprock, and nobody can stop you. That's the attitude. It's all yours, and you've got to really revel in it, I think. Did you say an Excel list? I have one for everything too. Yeah, I think, Empress, if you and Mem wanted to like coordinate efforts in a spreadsheet somewhere, you could probably solve world hunger. You're just that organized. Oh, whoops. Needs to go out one. Do I want to fix it? Yeah, I want to fix it. I mean, the only people who are going to notice my nice design are the Endermen, who are about to fall to their deaths. But damn it, I want it to look pretty. Just ask ChatGPT for the cell formula. I don't know, is ChatGPT gonna want to solve world hunger? Does that align with its interests? Its nefarious goals? There we go. Turn this thing off now. There's a distinct lack of Enderman already, but, okay. I just heard a puppycat jump to the floor behind me. I have an appointments sheet, finance, furniture, room measurements, wedding, baby, to-do list. Nice. I think I'm still too close to the platforms up here that I'm preventing spawns. But we should be able to fill this in pretty quickly. And then we can see the whole thing in action. And then in 15 minutes, Poppy can have her dinner. Imagine ChatGPT's goal for humans to rely on it so much that we can't function otherwise. Yeah, it can write all of the poetry and do all of the beautiful art. Oh, there, you saw some Enderman falling? Nice. See it in action properly as soon as we've got these platforms built. We have repayments, list of improvements, and who we'll need to contact to do the improvement, and then we have a budget one, so we're getting there. Wow. You know, Mem and Zul, once you've got this all sorted out, maybe you should, like, write a book, like a self-help how-to guide for everything you need for buying and then renovating your home. I reckon people would like that, because it's a harrowing enough process as it is. Having a little wiki or something help you would be really sweet. So many falling in, yeah. Only when I'm at the edge though, because that's when they're spawning. Let me get to the corner and we'll have a look. Okay. If we're out here, eventually the game should decide to spawn some in over there. There's some. And they immediately rush over to the Endermite to try and kill it, and fall in the hole. It's beautiful. Like in the old days, people had Enderman farms that relied on massive arrays of pistons and pressure plates to detect when each Enderman had appeared and then push them down the hole. Nowadays, we just use pathfinding and a big platform. This is basically the same design as the Guardian farm I intended to build, but without the gigaliters of water to sponge up, yeah. Yeah, it's not bad having just the void here already made. If you wanted to build a farm like this in the overworld, you would have to explode a lot of terrain, or cover it in water. And if you want a farm like this in the nether, you either have to build up to the nether ceiling, or put slabs on everything, because you can't exactly cover it in water. Though no Endermite for Guardian farm, just water highways, yeah. Damn it. Genociding Enderman. I'm very thankful for the background tunes supplied by MZZ's YouTube channel. So I have run out of things to say other than, and here I'm placing a block. And here I'm placing another block. Isn't there a farm design that relies on ender lilies now? I've been out of the loop with farm designs for a while. I don't think ender lilies are in vanilla. I think that's a modded Minecraft thing. There's wither roses, if that's what you're thinking of. In theory, if you get the wither to explode a bunch of random mobs, you can collect wither roses from them and then plant them all over in a big area and use that to damage mobs passively. There's a flower they added, yeah, wither roses. Kind of difficult to obtain unless you build a farm specifically to obtain those. And but yeah, once you've got them, they can be quite efficient at damaging the mobs. I want to scratch my nose, but I need a finger on the shift key at all times. And I'm busy laying out slabs, so I don't want to let go of the mouse. Look at him go. Beautiful. It is 4:51. It is 9 minutes until puppy dinner time. Hello. Can I get a close-up of you, maybe? Right, let's just stare at the floor. Always staring at the floor. Oops. Rip puppy camp. Looking at God's floor. Yeah, well, if you're gonna be like that, we're gonna film you and put you on stream. 9 minutes, wait. And dinner. We might put Poppy's dinner on the stream here, actually, as a way to end things off. Oh, but look at that. Look at them all go. Whee! So grumpy looking, yes. Oh, hey man, you've redeemed Bother Cat. Thank you very much. Can I interpret that as not a request? Yeah, 8 minutes time. In 8 minutes time, we will, it's kind of the opposite of bothering her. It's giving her what she wants. But we'll do that. And I reckon we're almost done. Look at this. So nice. Oh, the music's over. Let's pull that back. I love that Poppy's looking at the camera, not James. Well, James has interposed the camera between him and Poppy. So, all hail the Hypno Poppy. Yes. Well, she was. I should put like googly eyes on the Poppy cam, so like she's got something to look at. Done. Look at this big ol' spawning space. And once we go downstairs, which I will do very carefully with the elytra. Okay, so there's some here that have presumably spawned in while we were away. But look at that. Give them a good killing. They can't get us. We can get them. And if I can just clear these out, please. There. So now they all die when they hit the ground, but if we want them to live, we flick the switch up, and they just build up there, with like 1/2 of a heart left. James, does she make biscuits? She does. She makes biscuits or kneads dough. Only reason I get, to be honest, or else make one. Yeah, she will do the biscuit making. Typically on my arm. Typically with her claws, you know, not all the way out, but she has a difficulty keeping her claws completely sheathed, and I'm too damn lazy to trim her nails. So it's just the sort of thing that we both put up with. So yeah, they build up here, and you can just give them a good slice, and look at all that XP. Freya makes biscuits, but Lucy doesn't. Oh, interesting. So yeah, we're already level 30. There's a bunch of them building up. Give them a good slice again. Now we're level 33. It's kind of annoying that a lot of them kind of bounce. I haven't found a good way to stop that. But basically, you know, if I used vines or something, that would prevent them from taking damage in the first place. And they do kind of calm down eventually once you let them build up. So it's fine. Lucy doesn't do much on the regular cat stuff list. Well, sometimes you've got to have a cat that's just refusing to be cat, and Lucy is probably some ancient demon in cat form. Level 38. Don't mind if I do. I could make a system to just sort of funnel up the ender pearls, but frankly, you're just going to get so many ender pearls, we won't have any use for them. And it would be completely pointless. So we're really just here for the experience. And it looks like they're not able to... Okay, yeah, they are teleporting on top of the leaves there. So I'll fix that up by putting some water in it. You can waterlog the leaves, and that will really stop them from going anywhere with it. Or I could just put water over the whole top thing. Yeah. But it's fine, because we'll cover this up, and then they won't be able to get you no matter what anyway. Hey, I said they won't be able to get you. He also doesn't respond to the cat off switch on the back of the necks. Interesting. Scratch things, posts, carpet, anything. Yeah, I've got a nice, I call it her pedestal. It's a big scratching pedestal. It's like a thing that my mum got from Kmart, which has the scratchy material along the sides, and she loves that. But you know what, it's 4:58. It's very close to puppy dinner time. Why don't we, just kind of park ourselves here. Should be completely safe. And we can go get Poppy some puppy dinner time. Would you like that? Puppy dinner time? Yes? A little bit early, especially for you? What I'll do is, we'll go to the just catting screen. And you won't be able to hear me because for some reason Droid Cam audio doesn't come through. Or just get a dog. No! Cats, Empress. Cats. You won't be able to hear me, but you'll be able to see me give Poppy her food. So, that'll be good. And we can end the stream there. Do you hear that? Meow. Is it dinner time? Let her go. Wolfing that food down. Hairball, hello. Good to see you. Was the screaming commencing? Yes. OnlyFans called Feet Pics. Thank you, Empress. So yeah, we've gotten Poppy her dinner. And Neko is tired and could use some dinner himself, but we don't know what that's going to be like yet. I swear our cats have Swatch watches. Well, Poppy is very punctual, it's just that she's always consistently 1 hour ahead of the rest of us. It's the mint nothing's better than a morning coffee. Yeah, morning coffee is nice. Yeah, she really wolfs it down. She should slow down a bit, but good luck convincing her to do that. I'm going to look for people to raid. I believe... Yes. Yeah, no, that's perfect. That's OBS. Poppy, you dropped some, Poppy. Yeah, she does make a mess. One of ours wolfs his down, the other, well, we have trouble convincing to eat. Wow. It's funny, sometimes they'll eat like they're never gonna get a meal ever again, and other times they'll just leave it. Like, okay, they're never getting a meal again, but they'll have to try and pace themselves. Like, this has to last a month. Don't worry, Vel. Watching Poppy is guaranteed good for pregnancy. It is. Well done. You found a bit. Yay, you got it. Good girl. Clean my floor for me, please. Thank you. And off we go. Freya Pac-Man's her food. It's the funniest thing. Well, you saw, Mem, like, as soon as I've opened the packet, she sticks her head in there. And I can squeeze the food out, but she's eating it almost as fast as I'm squeezing it out. GG's, Poppy. Alright. Let's end it here. We did a cool build on the Minecraft server. I'm happy with that. I am gonna probably need to eat and then sleep myself. But thank you all for coming by, especially on this extremely random, unscheduled stream. I just had an itch to scratch, you know, and I wanted to do something and like build something cool on the server. It's, you know, it's not retro, it's not DOS, but I'm allowed to do whatever I want. This is my stream. It's like, is any going to make it on the plate? Yeah. Glad to catch you, James. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you too, ma'am. And Zul, and Hebel, and Empress, and Cressica, and everyone else who's been in here. Yeah, I really do enjoy playing these games and having someone to just hang out with. Mr. Sinks is here too. Yeah, Steph Matician. It's all good. And thank you so much again, Harry Squishmas, for the raid. I'll give Harry Squishmas another shout out because they are cool people from Canada who play retro things. I mean, at this point, Minecraft is sort of retro. It is kind of, hey. It's been around for a while, but it's not like I'm playing the alpha builds or anything. I'm playing the more modern versions of it. Whereas like Homer when he says, I'm gonna go like this, and if you get eaten, it's your own fault. Yeah. Alright, so, raiding. There is a VTuber I have discovered lately, and they are currently streaming, but they're not streaming with their VTube or their PNG tubing. They're doing a face cam stream because they're trying to raise some money. Thanks for stream. See you in like 30 minutes. Yes, I'll join for movie night shortly. But the Nekopan is another Neko-themed streamer, and you know me and my Neko-themed streamers. We love them. Like, if you have decided to name yourself with the Japanese word for cat, I know that you can be trusted and that you are a good friend. So, in a fit of nepotism, we're gonna go say hi to them. Here is a raid message if you want. It's, I guess, doubly appropriate because Neko is raiding into Neko. And we'll go raid the Neko. They're currently playing Breath of the Wild, not Breath of the Wild, the other one, Tears of the Kingdom. You know, latest Zelda game. Everyone's playing it, but it's pretty cool. And I think it's a good game for people to do on stream because the hilarious physics puzzles are just immense fun to watch people go through and dope around with. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you again, and I'll probably, internet permitting and everything else, see you tomorrow at 7 PM Australia time, or it's like 8 AM UTC, maybe 9, for some more Ultimate Underworld 2. Thanks again. I will see you later. Take care.